Yeah, good evening, everyone. First of all, I welcome you all for this AWS Solutions Architecture Training Program. Yeah, let me just recap what we have spoken yesterday, especially. Yesterday, we have gone through some of the important topics that is on CloudTrail and CloudWatch and CloudTrail. So we understood about the importance of monitoring. Okay, in the initial topic, I explained about. Yeah, you're seeing any jitters in this video or it is okay? You can hear my voice clearly without any difficulties?
I can hear you. Just a few seconds back, just there was some drop or something like that.
The jitters are coming. Okay, I think it should synchronize. It should synchronize. Maybe if it is too uncomfortable, just let me know.
Sure, sir.
Right. Yeah, where we are. I was just recapping this CloudWatch. We understood about the importance of monitoring, especially in the industry, because many well-known things should be monitored, like your infrastructure needs to be monitored. And of course, not only that, your alerts should be generated, especially when we monitor our file systems, not only file systems, non-availability of the system, etc., etc. Many things are there. So earlier we learned about what is CloudWatch, okay, and also the important terminology, the metrics. So metrics is anything which is a measurable values like CPU, like whatever it is. It can be network, it can be IOPS, etc., etc. So we created an instance, and then we also learned about one of the metrics, which is like CPU utilization, and then we also gone through the what we call as every 5 minutes. That is the default values which comes across in free tier. In our basic tier, basically, if you are going for higher ends, then you can pay for the other things. It can be as low as even 10 seconds or 5 seconds also, the metrics collection. So yes, we understood about metrics in the initial part, and also from the EC2 console itself we saw, and also from the CloudWatch service also we saw. Later on, we understood about the second part, which is called as alarms. Alarms. So we understood about the importance of alarms also, very, very important alarms. We created an alarm for CPU utilization, and we increase some load. Okay, we increase some load, and then we saw the alarm also has come. So there are three status in alarms, in especially in alarms. Okay, in alarm, okay, and no data, so insufficient data. Yes, we spoke about that, and also we tried to learn about the notifications. We created a notification service, simple notification service. We added a subscriber, that is email subscriber. If you have already SNS service, you can, but otherwise you can create a notification service. Yes, we did that. And then later on, we also understood about what we can do based on the alarms. You can even whether stop or start or restart or shut down or terminate actions. So we understood the basic things about the CloudWatch, and also I have shown you a demonstration, a video demonstration on what we call as this custom
Custom.
CloudWatch metrics, class custom. So again, I'm not recommending you to do anything on custom CloudWatch, but see, for custom CloudWatch, you need to have some basic expertise on your Linux, that is first, and then there is chargeable also. It's chargeable. Okay, at a later stage, once you complete your exit training and certifications, you can even free to do all those kind of things. In the real time, we do. Real time, we do. Not we means that the Linux administrator or the developers do that, defining all their requirements based on. But you as a solutions architect need to know about where we can do it like that. Possibility is there. That is called a solutioning. So who will do it? Maybe the team. Maybe. So there are equivalent many number of tasks needs to be done by number of people. So as a solution architect, we need not go and what we call as worry about the coding part. We need to know about, by seeing this one, yes, this can be implemented in such a way. And the client should get confidence what you are speaking, whether you are able to speak properly as per the industry specifications. That is what he expects. That is called a solutions and an architect. These are the two logos which you really enjoy once you become a cloud expert. Okay, so that is one is CloudWatch, and the other is CloudTrail. We saw about CloudTrail also. CloudTrail basically is the event logging. Very, very, very important for auditing. So in audit, they ask you all the server logs and etc. etc. Server logs are not part of your cloud trail. I tell you, it is only the cloud log. All the activities which are performed in the cloud are only recorded. Again, I tell you, only the activities which are done, like any service which is done in Amazon for that particular account is recorded. And 90 days is free of cost. Beyond 90 days, you can set up a cloud trail and it will be recorded in your bucket. We saw that creating a trial. And the storage space for free tier, we get free 5 GB of up to 5 GB you can use. Okay, for real time, the charges per bucket or the charges per GB also needs to be paid per month or per annual per the storage capacity, storage type. We all learned about S3 parameters, how the billing is done in the initial days, whether it's IA, infrequent access or standard access, whatever it is. Based on that, the charges will be levied. And that is not much compared to your other infrastructure. Yeah, we spoke these two yesterday, especially CloudWatch and CloudTrail. And also I just highlighted, please start working on the questions. Okay, that is all yesterday which we have spoken. Yeah, any quick questions from any members? Please do ask me now. And I'm expecting everyone to practice a lot. Yes, please. If there are no questions, just let me know, no questions, so that we can go ahead with today's class.
No questions.
Okay, everyone know?
No questions, sir.
Vamshi,
No
Chandan,
question, sir.
Shashank, Sharmila.
No questions, sir.
Yeah, no question.
Okay, yes, that's fine. If you do still have any questions, free to ask me. So again, tomorrow, day after is a good time for all of you to practice all the things what happened in the last 5 days, weekend. So don't delay. This will be a crucial weekend for you. Crucial weekend. Practice all the things very much. Don't get what we call is carried away with your other tasks. Okay, the more you practice, the more you get questions. So this week we have done good areas, especially we started with security, we started with automation, and now we are in the aspects of this collecting all the management reporting. These are all reports of monitoring, event logging, all these kind of things can be considered as reporting. Still more to come. There are many, many topics more to come in the next week. Okay, also. So yes, today I'll just share my system, my laptop, my what we call my screen. Yeah, I think you can see my shared screen. I already okay. I already, if you are having a sandbox, just start the environment already. I have already started. So today's topic, I'll start with some simple services which are related to what we call as, where is this? I didn't even open this particular one. Okay. So today is 26, right? Today we will discuss about SNS, simple notification. Before that, I may start with SQS, queuing service, SNS, and SCS. If time permits, also SQS, or not SQS, SWF. So all these topics are for today's topic. SWF is not part of our syllabus. It is good for developer, but still I shall include something because you should know the fundamentals of SWF, workflow service. Workflow itself is basically for a developer. So the first one which I wanted to tell you is SQS, simple queuing service. Queuing service, okay, queue service, anything you can say. I'll tell you, I'll ask you a basic question. I'll ask you a basic question. Like, there are about 100 members standing in the bus stand. Simple. 100 members waiting for a bus. Suddenly the bus has stopped. What is the best way to get into the bus? Answer.
One by one, followed by the each.
First come, first serve.
Not really. First serve.
Rubina's answer is ideal. I do consider that. It should be prioritized accordingly only. But still,
Following.
if senior citizens are there, we generally say, oh, okay, please go. Right. What else? What else are the other opportunities?
Senior citizens are important task.
Okay. Senior citizens and people who are handicapped should be given first preference, and then, okay, those things are all human made. But what if we don't follow? Yeah, I didn't ask any rocket science question. What if we don't follow?
It will be jamming or
getting inside.
Sorry?
Will be crowded.
No, Raven, you are saying something?
jamming or cluttered entry.
Okay, I want an answer which should
Following a queue
acceptable.
is the best practice to.
Okay, you have given. What if my question followed? What if people doesn't follow the queue?
Mismanagement of all the people, and there will be crowd.
People don't think about mismanagement and all those things at the time. They
Yeah,
all
there
want
should
to get into the bus. That's all.
There will be chaos.
Huh?
Someone should be assigned to like make the queue and all.
My question straight away, please listen. What if people doesn't follow the queue?
Delay.
Huh?
Maybe the process itself, the filling of the bus, also capturing the seat that get stuck because everybody is trying to get into the bus. And
one thing is possible. I'll tell you. One thing is possible. If you have good muscle, you can go inside the bus.
that's yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you have a big muscle, you can go inside. At any point of time, you can go. No worry. But is this fair? Is this fair? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, it's not fair. So similarly, yeah, it is not appreciated at all. We have something which is called as common sense, intelligence, emotions. We should not fight for ourselves always. We should sometimes see for everyone. For everyone. Same thing here also. In AWS also, you have a number of services. From the day one onwards, every day we are learning one or the other service. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So some services very small, some services very big, some services will use lot. Like load balancer and all those things will use lot. Some services, a simple notification service, will not use much. Simple, small one. So if you see that overall per account, one account, if there are about at a time, there are maybe about in a production environment, there can be 100 servers or 50 servers, I don't know. But if all the requests are coming from your account, from a single data center or from a single location, it has to be fetched. Yes or no? It has to be fetched. So during the fetching time, sometimes it so happens that the service may be lost, or there is no identity. Or it may go for an infinite loop. Some service, whether it is small or less, I don't know, it might go because there are a lot of services. So who will understand, who will take care, or who will basically take the responsibility of telling that this service is not fetched. Did you get my point? There should be someone who should be having an option to tell, oh, this service is not fetched. Okay, please refetch. If it is not fetched, what should happen? It should be refetched after a period of time. If you miss the first bus, what will you do? You will go back home or you will wait for the second bus?
Wait for a second.
You'll wait for,
Wait
so
for
you
the
are
second.
you will wait for the second bus due to some reasons. Maybe you are already standing in the queue. You are maybe around 80th number and the bus capacity is only 55. Still you have to wait for the second bus. Yes or no? Same thing here also. Same thing here also. There is a queuing service. This queuing service is also called as a messaging service. It uses a messaging protocol. What it does, it basically verifies. You can set your own period of time. It can be as low as 15 seconds up to 14 days. That is the maximum limit. Is this clear? Please remember, this type of questions are asked. Maximum queuing length. Right? So this can be minimum of even 15 seconds or 5 seconds, not 15, 5 seconds. You can have maximum up to 14 days. 15th day it goes to dead letter. That's all. So during the period of time, the service. So again I tell you, this is not a service which has been created on its own. The service needs to be created by the service. Like if you are using RDS, it is a service. You have to keep in queue. Queue is only one of the service which will enable the source to the destination a reliability. If it is not done, if the service is not fetched, you can again repoll. That's called as polling, repolling. You can again repoll. Was this clear? The idea of having this SQS is to see the reliability of the service. The service can be even sometimes so happens like the service has been initiated and the result has not yet arrived to the source. Result has not yet. Probably it is taking too long time for fetching. So this, SQS will not see whether the service is fetching or not. If you want, you can set your timings. It will again repoll. So duplicacy may arrive. That is different. Duplicacy may arrive. It doesn't care all those things. It will only assigns to keep in queue. That's all. If you ask, okay, after 15 seconds or you define 1 minute or 2 minutes, whatever you define, again it will repoll. That's all. Whether messaging is repolling or not, so that the service is again sent to the destination once again. Everyone clear? Anyone, any explanation I can give you? So basically, SQS is a decoupling service. Please understand this one. What is the meaning of decoupling? Means that it keeps both the services isolated. It doesn't anything combine. It will only allow the service to move in a smoother way. That is in the queuing method. It will keep both the things isolated, different. It will not combine. Is this clear? It will only see that the service is taken to the destination through the messaging protocol. Whether the service is executed, not executed, is not the responsibility of queuing service. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, anyone else other than Rubina?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us see this particular one, a queuing service. So if you want, you can create, I think we don't really require any EC2 today. If you want, we will create at a later stage. Just go for SQS. So this is a very small service, but very, very important service. SQS, simple queuing service. You see this one? Managed messaging queues. We learned about the importance of queuing so that everyone will get a chance. Everyone will get a chance. See this one, it is slow a bit. I think it's still warming up or something. I don't know why the browser has come to offline. So meanwhile, everyone can launch your what we call as SQS. I hope everyone got this main page of SQS. Can one of you respond?
Yes, sir, I got it. I used free time.
Oh, okay. I don't know why this is not. Just close this one. Maybe I'll start once again.
So, sir, we can say it is like sorry.
It's now coming, I think.
Okay. So we can say it's working like a Kafka, which we have for messaging or something like that. If there is
Yeah. Basically, see, it basically enables you to the efficient way of getting the service executed. See this one? See Amazon SQS, a messaging queuing service. It will tell, okay, if you want, you can repoll again. So Amazon SQS provides a queue for high throughput. See, when the services are too high, if it is 10 or 15 or 20 or 50, it's not much. But if you know that there are some transactions about more than 100 or 200 coming every minute, then what will you do? It has to go through the queue for efficient delivery. Yes or no? So that is called as reliability. System to system messaging. You can use queues to decouple heavyweight process and to buffer and batch work. Amazon SQL stores messages until microservice and serverless applications process them. It will store messages. So you see here, this is the dashboard. I just take this one queue. I don't create a queue now. You can see couldn't retrieve any keys. I don't have any queues as of now. See this one? You don't have any queues here. So if you want, you can create a queue. I just create a queue. There are two type of queues. This type also you need to understand. There is a standard queue, there is a FIFO. So you should understand what is FIFO. FIFO is first in, first out. So if you know that if there are more than 200 or 300 per minute, okay, you can use FIFO. Otherwise standard is okay. Is this clear? If there are queue, I mean processing, I mean things which are coming across more than 200 or 300, then you can use FIFO. There are no separate charges for this one, but this will be more efficient, more reliable, exactly once processing, best effort. So you can give your queue name. I'll give just maybe Anand SQS or something like that. These things are very, very important. You see this one? Retention period. I mentioned how much you can have up to 14 days. You can see this one should be from 1 minute to 14 days. This is what which questions come across like this. Retention. So as low as up to 1 minute. You can see this one. This one. Maximum up to 14 days. If you give 15, it won't work. It won't work. 15 days, it won't work. So this is up to 14 days is the maximum. So default is 4 days. Again, that type of questions also will be asked. Please remember this one. 4 days is the default one. Leave it. I'm not going to change anything. I mean, repolling can happen up to 4 days. That's what it means. But it can go up to 14. And what is the maximum messaging size? Up to 1 KB onwards to 256 KB is the maximum size. So it should respond back saying that yes, it has completed or it has not completed. Please repeat or something. So that size of the message, it's not the what we call as the transaction size. Transaction is carried away. Okay. So this is 256 KB. Okay. So please understand, I'm not changing anything. You can have basic policy or advanced policy. Advanced policy, you can see the JSON also. You can write it. allow something, some of the things which like that, you can customize your own policies. I'm doing a basic policy. Only for the queue owner or something like that, leave all these things. Okay, redrive allow policy, leave it disabled. Encryption, yeah, if you want, you can go for encryption so that message encryptions can happen. It will ask if you enable that, then it will ask for your KMS or your KMS service, key management system service. Okay, I'm not doing anything because those things are not free of cost for us. Dead letter queue, after 14 days, you can enable this dead letter queue. So that what happens, it pushes inside. So if the transaction fails, then it will be available in dead letters. Some people do keep, whether it is not a proper or something like that, undeliverable messages, then it keeps like that in dead message. So sometimes we get even emails also. We tried for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, still it did not go through. That is from dead letters only it comes. Tagging, optional. If you want, you can. So these are all the things. I didn't do anything much. I have just given a queue name, and also we understood about the configuration, especially the messaging details. So I create a queue. So access denied, access to the resource is denied. I don't know. It's not yet in this sandbox environment. There is a restriction in this again. Let me try in another one. So if you are using free tier, you can do all those things. Some of the things are eligible, some of the things are not. Refuse to connect. There is one lab open, so that fellow means that. I don't know why. So could you create your queue?
Yes, sir. It got created for me.
Yes, sir.
You created your queue, right? I'll just
Yes.
get back. I think SQS is not restricted here, otherwise I need to see. Okay, standard queue. I'll give my queue name SQS, Anand SQS. So all these things I have already explained, and say create a queue. Yeah, I have created a queue. So you can just check whether your queues are proper or not. You can see this particular one. There is a queue, standard queue, which you have created. It's not FIFO. Now you can check your queue. I will try to, you see this one? You see this one? The queue is enabled. Okay, queue is enabled. Let me try to poll a message. So what I'm going to do, I have created a queue. I'll try to send a test message. whether it has gone or not. It will not go because I am not defining the sender, the receiver. I'll try to see that whether it is going through the queue or not. Okay, it will never go also, first of all, because we have to define. It has to be defined by the service. This is only a testing which I wanted to show you, whether it is polling or not. Please understand the meaning of polling. Polling means that getting a chance equal to everyone. So I just poll this one. And after a timeout, I can set the timeout also. Maybe 15 seconds I'll set a timeout. After that, again I can do a repoll. In that way, it goes on repolling. It is a messaging service. Please understand, it is only a messaging service. So here, see this one. I'll try to send and receive messages. I'll try to send and receive messages. As of now, I don't have anything here. I'll show you. You see the bottom options also. SNS, we'll learn about all those things later. Dead letter queuing, monitoring, tagging, all those things. So just say send and receive message. I'll just say hello. This is only a message body which I'm sending. Okay, I'm not sending two or something. It will what it will do? It will send through the queue. It will send through the queue. So if it has gone to the destination, from the queue it will be deleted. So just say send. Your message has been sent and it is ready to be received. Ready to be received. See this one here. Oh, where is that? Just where is that? Refresh. Yeah, you can just check for poll for messages. So I had sent a message. Whether the message has been polled or not, just let me check. Yeah, it has polled. You can see this one. The receive count is 1. So it is still polling is in progress. You can see here. The polling duration has been set for 30 seconds. You can see here. Polling duration has been set for 30 seconds. So within 30 seconds, if it has reached the destination, fine. Fine. It will delete from the queue. Otherwise, you can ask for repoll. Whatever message has not gone to the destination, so it is waiting 30 seconds. Whether it is going to the destination, no, it has not gone. So you can edit poll settings, automatic or manual. So you can say 30 seconds poll duration, maximum count is 10. You can check. Up to 999 is the maximum poll duration you can set. Let me try to poll once again. Poll for messages. It will try to what it will do. See, by this time already the third time it is going. Second time is gone, third time is going, fourth time, fifth time, like that it goes on maximum 10 and then it waits. You want to see the message what you have sent? Hello from Anand is the body. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
The objective of this queuing service is that it is streamlining. Someone is bothering that this needs to be fetched or this needs to be service integrated. It integrates between two services. That's why this is called as a decoupling service. It has gone for 4. You can see without, I did only refer. You can ask for any times of polling, 4, 5, up to 10, then it will halt. You can set your own settings also. Is this clear? Suppose if you want to have notifications also along with this. Yesterday we learned about notifications. So I'll also speak about SNS, simple notification service. Yesterday we have gone through that. So I will just open this particular one. So do I have any SNS? I don't have any SNS. So what I do, I just duplicate this one. We'll also learn this SNS, similar to SNS yesterday. We'll also, I'll go a little bit deep. SNS, simple notification service. Of course, we did a mail message yesterday for our alarm. So similar thing. You see this one, Amazon simple notification service. Okay, messaging for microservices and serverless applications. Okay, SNS is highly available, durable, secure, fully managed, public sub messaging service that enables you to decouple microservices. This is also a decoupling service, I tell you. Distributed systems and event. So there are 3 decoupling services in Amazon, I tell you 3. One is SQS, SNS and Kinesis, which we are going to speak next week. So these are the 3 services because this question comes every time for solutions architect, decoupling services. Okay. So SNS provides the topics for high throughput, push based many to many messaging. Okay. So what I do, maybe I say Anand SNS. Next step. So first in, first out or standard. Okay. If you are having more than 300 or 400, yeah, you can see publishes per second. Then you go for FIFO, otherwise no. Display name, you can give your name, what mail or customer care or something like that. You get right display name. That's how it comes through. Rest all encryption, access policy, optional. All these things are optional. Delivery status tags and all these things. Create a topic. So I have created a queue. Sorry, a SNS topic. See here, I can choose now also SNS topic. If I say refresh, where is that refresh? I'll get that, but I don't have subscribers. So here, I can see this one. SNS is there, Anand SNS is there, but I don't have subscribers. I'll add subscribers manually. Create a subscription. If anyone is not able to understand, let me know. So you see here, there are some little, there are some payments. So that's why you have to see for SMS. As I mentioned yesterday, for SMS, you have to have some payments. So protocol, I choose this email. Please go through that. Endpoint is my email ID. Okay, and just say create subscription. If you want any number of subscriptions, you can add. Any number of subscriptions you can add. So here, okay, subscription created successfully. Yeah.
Can we put multiple mail IDs as well?
Yeah, you can
How
do
much
that.
accurate?
Yeah, if you want, I can show you. So that
No.
part also protocol. See, this thing also has come into the question. I tell you, he'll ask you in SNS what are all the various protocols which will be SMS, HTTPS, HTTP, email JSON, email Lambda, SQS, Kinesis. All these things are supported. He'll give you one to be ruled out, something like that, or select. So now I choose this email. Now I choose this email. I'll give another one. I'll give another one. Create a subscription. But the only condition is that the subscribers should confirm. Otherwise, no. Here pending confirmation is there. Right? I'll confirm one of the subscriber. I'll confirm one of the subscriber. You see this one, there is a notification. You need to subscribe this one. Confirm the subscription. It's done. It's done. Similarly, you can confirm your subscription multiple. Even if you have 100 people also, it is okay. There are no charges for that much. Even if there are charges, not for free tier. If you are crossing something 50 or 100, there are some slight charges which are there. Okay. So here I can just say refresh. Where is that refresh? One is confirmed. You can see this confirmation done. Yeah, confirmed like that. And similarly, for your queuing service, you can say save. So if any queue, you need to define. You see this one, subscription ARN is there now. See here, subscribe to this particular one, to SNS topic. So any queue, whether it is fetched or failed or something like that, you get notifications. You get notification. Just say save. Already I think I have saved this particular one. You can see this one. This has been saved. SNS. So queue notifications are sent to through the mail. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Just understand, these are some of the microservices which you need to understand. These are some of the services, small services only, but still it is very, very helpful. So this is how this SNS, yesterday we have gone through SNS and we also saw the alarm notification for SNS. The same thing from the service I was about to show you. You see this one, this is a very simple, there is a dashboard, one topic is there, three subscriptions or two subscriptions? Three I think there are yesterday. Okay, one is SQS also has been subscribed, you can see this one. SQS, this two mail IDs also. You see the topics, there is one topic, the subscriptions. If you want anyone, you can delete the subscription also at any point of time. What is that? Pending. Request confirmation means one more mail will go over there. Right. So this is about in simple what I say this SQS and SMS. I'll just highlight some of the important points for you which are needed especially for the exam. Not this. Yeah, let us just highlight some of the things which are very, very important for us. Okay. So see, SQS, application service important notes. Extremely scalable queue service potentially handles millions of messages. Help build fault tolerance distributed. Stores copies of messages on multiple servers for redundancy and high availability. Guarantees at least once delivery, but not guarantee exact one-time delivery, which might result in duplicacy also, because any number of pollings, it might go again and fetch once more. Not true anymore with the introduction of FIFO. FIFO means one at least delivered. Once delivered, it's okay. It's okay. It has gone. It will not refetch again, but still, it doesn't guarantee that. Does not maintain or guarantee messaging order also. In FIFO, the messaging order is there, but in standard, any order. And if needed, sequencing in, but it will allow at least once. Information needed to be added, messaging itself. So not true for FIFO. Supports multiple readers and writers interacting with the same queue at the same time. Holds message for 4 days by default. I mentioned that. And can be changed from 1 minute to 14 days, after which the message will be deleted. It will go to dead letter. Message needs to be explicitly deleted by the consumer once processed. So if you don't require in between or something like that explicitly, you need to delete. Allow send, receive, delete batch messaging, which keeps up to 10 messaging in a single batch while charging price of a single message. Okay, not much. Please go through all these things. Message sampling allows short and long polling. Supports delay queues. Where is the dead letter? Here. Supports dead letter queues to redirect messages which failed to process after certain attempts instead of being processed repeatedly. So yeah, these are the important points in SQS. In SNS, yes, delivery of sending messages to subscription endpoints or clients. Okay, producers, or we call as producers and consumers. So please remember that. In SNS, we call producers, okay, and consumers. Communicate asynchronously with subscribers by producing and sending a message to a topic. Supports email, HTTPS, SMS, SQS. Still more are there. Still more. I have shown you just now. Supports mobile push notification, mobile SMS also. Okay, here it's there already. Push notifications. Okay, using these protocols. Okay, with Amazon device managing, Apple notification service, Google cloud messaging are supported. Order is not guaranteed, no recall available. Once the message has sent notifications to email, so you cannot recall back. It will be sent to them. Integrated with Lambda to invoke functions or notifications. You can integrate SNS with Lambda also. I mean scripting. For email notifications, use SNS or SES. Email notification. I'll speak about email notifications. Use SNS or SES directly. SQS won't work. Queuing will not send any messages. Okay, along with notifications, you can send some notifications, but not SNS is not meant for sending bulk emails or something like that. For sending bulk emails, more than 1,000, some kind of new vehicle has launched for all the subscribers who are there, should be sent. How do you do that? Use SCS rather than SNS. SNS also you can add subscribers, but this is meant for something else. Okay, but SCS is dedicated. You can add even domain mail ID also. I'll speak about that now as SQS, SES. simple email service. Is a very, very lighter topic. Just understand this one, emails. So if you are the owner of the domain, you can what we call is you can link your domain to this SES and then send messaging across. Otherwise, you need to send mails to all the free providers, and automatically you can send on behalf of the free mail from this particular SES service. I'll show you. So highly scalable inbound and outbound, very fast. See, normally your free mails or your domain mails, there are some restrictions. 500, 1000, large URLs, you have to have your own messaging service. Here you can use this messaging service. If you are the owner of the domain, there is no need to set up your email server. You can use this email service from here. Okay, so from this email itself, you can send across to all the emails, whatever you have subscribed, whatever you have, whatever members have subscribed. Amazon email, SES, is a cloud-based email service that provides cost-effective, flexible, and scalable way of business. It is very cheap also for the customers through email. Create an identity. Create an identity. Okay, you do not have sufficient access. Okay, so understand this one. So this is, if you are a domain owner, you can assign your domain. You have to verify your domain. I don't have any domain. If you have an email address, you can just define your email address. Maybe I'll say anand.keth@gmail.com. Everyone, you can do that. This is a simple, very simple service. So just say create an identity. If it works, it works. Otherwise, you can see that the mail ID is added. Yeah, can someone share the system? I'll show you. Very simple. This is not a big thing, but still, if you see once, fantastic. Yeah, is there anyone who is doing on free tire?
Let me share my screen, sir.
Okay, please share.
Please let me know once you able to see.
Okay, so just create an email ID, any one of the email, any one of the email. .com. Yeah, just scroll down, just add your mail identity. Scroll down, nothing else. Create identity. Fantastic. You add one more. I'll show you. You add one more mail identity.
Mm,
Go back to SES. You can see one mail ID. You need to confirm that also. Create one more identity. Maybe you can give my mail ID.
okay.
Anand, ANAND dot KETH @gmail.com. Right. Create identity. So two mail IDs are there.
Mm-hmm.
Two mail IDs are there. Okay. So you need to take up action basically. What you can do, just click this Amazon SES dashboard, account dashboard, left hand side. Yeah. Yeah, otherwise you can click this verified identities. Huh. So I think both of them are not verified. Verification pending. You verify yours, I'll verify meanwhile mine. I got a mail. I got a mail. I'm verifying. So congratulations. I have verified. You have successfully verified. think there is a two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
You get a mail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at the top you can see this. Click that. All right. Now click the big one. All right. That's enough. Yeah. You'll get congratulations message. Yeah, got it. Go back to the previous screen. Yeah, just refresh. So like that, you can verify your email.
Mm-hmm.
Once this is done, if you want to send a mail identity, okay, what you can do, just send a mail. Yeah. Yeah, go to the top. Send test email. Okay. So from address is from Anand KETH. You have used my mail ID. You can choose. Yeah, it's okay. You can choose a scenario or the subject line, whatever it is. Maybe complaint or custom. You can do your own custom. Yeah, it's a simple email formatting, nothing else. You can write custom recipient to whom you are sending. You can add your recipient. Only this list of subscribers only you can add. Right. Subject, right? Hello from AWS or hello from training. Right. Body, if you want, you can write something. Hello. Okay, that's okay. Leave it once again. Okay, just say send test mail.
The message can't be sent because it contains invalid content. Okay.
Something restricted is there. So just say hello, that's all. That's enough, I think. No, in the subject line. Hello. The body, it's okay, I think, because it has invalid.
Email address is not verified. It says
Hmm?
email address is not verified.
Is this mail ID correct?
Oh, okay. I think. Got it.
Okay,
Send.
now you can check your mailbox. I had sent a mail to you.
Mm-hmm.
In the mailbox. Go to your inbox.
It should become under.
This check in promotions or social. No, it's not there. It should have come by this time. Again, send once again.
Missing message notification.
Hmm? No thanks. Again, send once again. This time you use your mail ID to my mail ID. Let us see.
Okay. So verified.
Create. Send. Select your mail ID. Send test email. Okay. Scenario.
From address, I have
Leave it that.
already.
From address is leave it. So that is a scenario. Maybe you can select something. Maybe successful delivery or something like that at the top. Anything. So subject. Hello from Shashank. Yeah. Send.
To whom?
That is to my address anand.keth@gmail.com.
But it didn't show from address, but it didn't show the recipient address.
Hmm? I think uh, I
There
think
is
it
no
will
recipient.
send to different recipient. Send what it will do. It should send to all the mess members. I think. Try your mailbox. Refresh.
No.
No.
Can
Let
you
me
can
check from my.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think now I have verified or promotions.
Can we see the history of the calls which we created on this account, sir? In that way, we can.
Yes, yes, we can do that. Once again,
History.
send one more time.
Okay. One test email.
Send a test message like previously only you sent. Scenario, custom. No, not this. No, no, not this.
Customer.
Custom. Ha, ha. Custom. Ha.
Now here
Using
it
my
is
mail ID.
asking for the
Yeah. Custom to address. Anand dot keth at gmail.com. Normally mail should flood immediately.
Yeah,
Send.
exactly.
Ha.
Doesn't take much time. Where we can check history. Someone says the check history.
Hmm. If you assign queuing service, then it will go through the queue. Okay, let me check once again if I did get the mail. Normally I should get a mail.
I guess it's going to spam, sir.
Maybe that may be true.
Maybe that is also
Where is that spam? Yeah, it has come in the spam. You rightly said.
Yeah. I also got in the spam.
Hello, I got this one. Report not spam. Got it?
Got it. I also got it.
Yeah, it has come to the inbox now.
But not to report it spam. Where it is gone.
Saw
from
the mail?
spam. Yeah, I saw the mail.
Okay. Where is that?
It is actually I just not to report spam. Then it gone. I didn't move into the inbox. I think I just
Okay. So it is there, right? Otherwise, it will be there in deleted messages. Then nothing much more.
maybe yeah.
Okay. So this is how email works. Once the subscribers are there, if you are the owner, then you can send it to all the notification services. You can add all the subscribers. From this SCS, you can add your own mail provider, and then you can notify to all of them. Hundreds, thousands of members you can send it. Is this clear? In single go, and the message you can write, attachment, everything. So this is mostly done by the application team, not for us. Just understand this one. You can unshare.
Okay. I should delete this.
Yeah, delete all the things. No charges are there, but still delete.
Yes.
Sir,
I
is
hope
there any
everyone
charges
understood.
for queuing, encrypting the queue
You can
messages?
use. You can use this encryption also.
Is there any charges or it is available for free trial?
Sorry?
Is there any charges for that or
No,
it's
no.
available for free?
I think up to 500 or 5,000 messages, there are no charges. Something which is there. They don't charge it. You can use comfortably. SCS, SNS, SQS, all these things you can use in free tab. Right? It's not accepting in this what sandbox, but you can use that. So once you have your subscription done, you can send notifications from this particular, and you can club it basically. That's what I mean to say. I hope you all understood about queuing service, notification service, and email service. I'll just show you some important points of what we call as email service. Yeah. Yeah, email. Highly scalable, cost-effective email service uses content filter from your own mail ID. It will send. You have to have your domain mail. So if you want to send it for outside world, okay, from corporate mail, content filtering technologies also are there. I mean that you can put your reserved words. These things should not come, so that the spamming and all these things will be controlled. For all outgoing mails to check the standards, support full-fledged emails to be sent compared to SNS where only the message is sent in email. Ideal for sending bulk emails at a scale, bulk, thousands, 10,000s like that. Guarantees first hop. That's what he means to say. Eliminates the need of support. Custom software or applications to do heavy lifting. Like some people use Mozilla, some people use Outlook, some people use like that. So those are called as heavy lifting of applications. But still they have restrictions, 400, 500. Here there is nothing. So that part you need to understand about this SES. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we will also learn one more service which is called as a workflow service. Not very important for us, but if you are keen for developer, this is more important. For them, this is a must. So you understood about queuing service. In queuing service, please understand. In queuing service, you only focus on messaging. That's all. The source is connected to the destination. That's all. Whether the message, I mean the processing is done or not is not done. Is not known. Is not known by the SQS. Right? So when you say that so and so activity has completed or not, it's not SQS responsibility. Whether the service is successfully, if you write your script, then you will get back, but it's not the responsibility of queuing. So we should have a service in such a way that the service should be completely, I mean, finished or completed. Someone should tell in such a way. Until then, at least uh, there should be someone who should take a responsibility to take care that the service is fetched and also completed. In queuing service, you can set your polling time. Again, I repeat, you can set your polling time. If it doesn't, it will repoll, that's all. There can be duplicacies also, as I mentioned. In workflow, it is entirely different. In workflow, what happens is that, unlike your queuing service, the service is fetched. I'll show you a presentation, short presentation, where we have a concept called as decider. Again, I tell you, there is a concept called as decider. The decider will decide whether the service is fetched, service is completely, I mean, executed or not. There is no duplicacy of services, no duplicacy, no polling concept here. Only in messaging we have polling. Here we don't have that. The service is fetched, the decider will take care. Okay, the consumer, the producer, the decider also will be there. The decider will fetch until unless it is completed. Don't start task number 2. Here we call it task. Task 1 is there. Task 1 is sent through the SWF. Until unless it is completed, don't start task 2. This is done by decider. And the maximum duration, unlike here 14 days, you can have up to 1 year. 1 year. So this is called as workflow service. I'll just open the presentation. Some important things which are there. Just understand this is a very, very small concept. It doesn't work under free tier or even this particular one. I'm just showing you the conceptual. What is SWF? Workflow service is a web service that makes it easy to coordinate work across distributed application. There are application 1, application 2, application 3. We saw that services. SWF enable applications for a range of use cases, including media processing, anything, web applications backends, business process workflows, and analytical pipelines to be designed as coordination of tasks. You can take any type of task, which is there. Task, here the concept is task. Task represents invocation of various processing steps in an application which can be performed by execution of code, web service calls, human actions, and scripts. Amazon SWF is a workflow service for building scalable, resilient applications. With SWF, you can build many kind of applications as workflows. I'll just show you. So this is the difference between SWF and SQS. In workflow service represents a task-oriented APU, whereas SQS offers a message-oriented API. This is a unit, this is an interface. Please understand, interface. Interface means two elements connected. This is a unit, completely. In SWF, a task is assigned only once, but no duplicated. No duplicated. In SQS, a task can be assigned multiple times because of the polling and also can be duplicated. SQS has a retention of 14 days. SWF has 1 year. Keeps track of all the tasks. So now let us understand about the components in SWF. So starters, there we said producers, here we call it starters. So who initiate the tasks, the workflow? Decider, as I mentioned, the decider is a program that controls the coordination of tasks. Ordering, concurrency, scheduling, etc. Everything is done by the decider. Workers will initiate the task, will get the task and they process the task. Workers. So you have starters, deciders, workers. So it is written in JSON completely. You can see this particular one. So I'll just give a use case. Please understand this one. This is only a use case for your understanding. So here there is a task, couple of tasks. So you are getting a streaming like YouTube or something like that. You are getting a streaming, a data from remotely. Lot of data is coming. So what do you need to do? You have two tasks which are defined here. Task number 1, encoding, means that you want to encrypt. That is first task. This is first task. You see this one. There is again a second task which I am giving you. You want to basically use a DRM, digital rights management, means that copy protection. So here encoding, here you are using copy protection. Two different tasks. Both of them are not same. So once encoding is done, this is encryption, this is copy protection. Something is there. So this is something different. This is DRM means that some people will keep a logo, something like that. Oh, this is media people will do a lot of things like that so that no one will copy their video. So what they do, these two tasks, then only it should be completed. So now the data is coming, accepts the video URL, it is coming. So there is an SWF here, you see this one. So I have created two tasks, task number 1 encoding, task number 2 DRM. So who will decide what? Is a decider. You see here, there is a decider here, makes decision. So what he does, so encode tasks, return the results. Okay, the decider will think, oh, okay, I got task number 1 complete. Then what he'll do, he'll again send the task to task number 2. That is DRM. Then once you get the results, task complete. See this one, input, encode, complete, DRM complete, execution complete. So this is called as a workflow, complete workflow. And you see this one, the actors like, this is the, decider is the most important one here, apart from your, what we call as producers and consumers. Okay. So this is how the DRM workflow completes. This is the main menu. You can go through that if you want, but it's not part of our syllabus. I just gave you some highlight about this SWF, right? So you can see this one, SWF is an orchestration service, coordinate work in distributed components, helps define tasks, stores tasks, assign tasks to workers, define logic, tracks, monitors the task and maintains workflow, helps define tasks which can be executed on AWS cloud, on-premises. It can be integrated with on-premises also, because DRM and all these things, or maybe getting the data from live streaming and all these things can be from on-premises or from a different location. Suppose built-in tries, timeouts, logging, because the decider will define all these things. Supports manual tasks. Yeah. So there are differences between SWF and SQL. This type of questions may be asked. SWF is task oriented. This is message oriented. Track all the tasks and events, especially for custom handling. Yeah. That's all about this SWF. Just understand these are the highlight. We don't do any exercise here. Yeah. Any questions from any members? So all the small things like SQS, SNS, SES, SWF, we have covered all the four.
Sir, in SWF, it is given that 1 year they will keep the task.
Yeah.
So it is for free trial or every
No.
account?
Don't worry, they're not for free tire or something like that. Free tire, we don't have access to SWF at all.
Okay, yeah.
That is the maximum length of your task can be, defined.
Yeah.
The task definition, maximum. Like your
For
queue
every
size 14
account holder.
days. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, any other questions from any members? Please ask. Okay, let us do one of the KC. We have still some time. We'll do one of the KC.
Sir, I had a question that how can we check that how many hours we have used in pre-tire account by instance, using our instance?
It will be showing in the bill, right? Unbilled usage, billing usage, everything.
Okay. Number of
Monthly,
hours, because we
monthly
need to know.
750 hours. 750 hours of Linux and 750 hours of Windows.
Yeah, understood.
Right?
But we need to keep checking, otherwise we get penny.
You need to check in the initial days.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just open everyone your KC. KC number, what we call, which one? We did 4, we did 5, we did 6, we did also 7. Okay, we will do 8. This is related to IAM. This is related to IAM. Let us do that. And I think we can do even 9 also, because we did this last high availability and all these things. Yeah, let us do this 8, module number 8. Just open and just let me know once ready. Yeah, let me know once ready.
Ready, sir?
Okay, then let us start. Everyone ready? First question on your screen. Which statement describes AWS IAM users? Very easy answer.
Last one, every IAM user name is unique. The last one.
It is uniqueness only. Every IAM user, it's not user's name is unique across all accounts. No, within the account.
IAM users are used to control access to specific AWS resources.
No. This one. IAM user for an account must have unique name. Within the account, you should have unique. So you have account A, ABCD user. Account B, still you can have ABCD user. But account A and account B are different, right?
Okay.
It's not that ABCD should not be there in else any other accounts. Is this clear? Yeah, this is correct. Within the account, not like buckets. Yeah. Second one, how can you grant the same level of permissions to multiple users within an account?
Groups, sir.
Group.
First one.
Definitely. You add all the thems in a single group, you'll get it. Yeah, Rubina, you're correct. Yeah. Third one, two correct answers. Which statement describes the IAM roles? They are uniquely associated to an individual. A role is not associated with individual, that is for sure. They can be used by accounts associated to a person who creates the role. No. They can be assumed by individuals, applications and services. Yes. They provide temporary security credentials.
Yes.
Yeah. They provide
Temporary.
permanent. No. No, they don't provide
Only
any.
we need two answers.
Right. C and D should be the right answer. Let me check. Yeah, it is C and D. Which statement describes a resource-based policy? We did that resource-based policy. Means specific resource we are tagging. We did a policy and we have specified a resource also. I mean, we assigned that role manually to an EC2. Same thing. You can define that in an inline policy also. If you define an inline policy, you can define to a specific what we call as EC2 when creating the policy itself. No need to again assign to EC2. That is called as inline policy. Should I repeat once again? See, we have created a role, right? We have created a role, and what we do? We attach that role to the EC2. That is one way of gaining access. Sorry. The second way is that while creating the role itself, you can create an inline policy. You can define that and specify what is the EC2 there itself. No need to attach there. That is called as inline policy. That is called as resource-based policy. Is this clear?
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So how does AWS IAM evaluate a policy? Yeah. See, first of all, policies deny first, allow next. Remember that statement always for policies. Deny first, allow next. So if I tell that the first one is out, second, third, fourth is left. It checks for explicit deny statement before it checks explicit allow. This is for sure. If there is no explicit deny statement or explicit allow, users will have default no. No. If you don't specify anything, default is deny. Again, I tell you, if you don't specify anything, default is deny. An explicit deny statement does not override an explicit no. This is not correct. Yeah, correct. So next one, sixth one. A team of developers needs access to several services and resources in a VPC for 9 months. 9 months. How can you use IAM? So VPC they want for 9 months. How can you use IAM? Yeah. Create a single IAM user for the developer team and attach the required IAM policies. No, we don't recommend single user. Because password sharing and all these things are strictly prohibited. Create an IAM user for each developer, that's good, always good, and attach the required IAM policies to each IAM user. This can be done, but it is very difficult because there can be 100 users also. Create an IAM user for each developer, put it in an IAM group and then attach the required policies. This is not fair.
Fourth one.
No, is this not fair? Why should I create a single IAM user? I don't want to create single IAM user. That is risky. No organization will allow to use the same user by multiple people. No organization will allow. Every user will have their password, username and password. If HR people will come to know that multiple password sharing is being done, they'll immediately throw you out. It's strictly prohibited under any organization. They don't recommend. So this third one is almost, yeah. Okay, correct. Seventh one, how does identity federation increase security for application that is built in AWS? Federation means that to what we call as from one account to another account, if you want to move, then this is called as federation services. Okay. So this is outside the topic, I tell you. So you have your AWS users, IAM users. Okay, you have a different account. So if you have some resources for a different account, so what you can do? Sometimes people say that okay, create another account in a different. Sorry, not create another account. Create another user in a different account. But instead of that, you can do a federation. So that this moment, this user in account A can also be federated. Like I tell you, you are working in an organization called as an IBM. You have a client called as maybe a bank. So do you think that again those people will create a user account access for you? No. The same user ID with your same mail ID, they provide a federation for increased security, so that they can easily identify that you are not from that bank, you are so and so, but still you can access the resources. Is this clear? That is called a federation. People do often like that only, so that no rebadging is required, no again creation of account is required. So this is a way where you can really increase the security. Okay, so how you can do that? So
First one, single sign
yeah,
on.
the answer is SSO, single sign-on access. You have your own sign-on. That's all. To access the application through an existing authenticated identity, because federation is done. So SSO is single sign-on. You need not again sign on for the other account. With your own sign-on, you can make use. Is this clear? Straight answer this one. I hope you all understood. If you want more explanation, I can give you. Okay. Now, which service can be used to enable identify federation for your application, which are Amazon AWS? Federation for Amazon AWS, which will help you to do this federation. So this one also is not covered, but still I can tell you. One is token service. Your
Me too.
one is token service, which is there, and the other Cognito also. Cognito will basically like I'll tell you where you use Cognito service. Most of you are using mobile apps, right? Apps. Sometimes some apps require, they'll say that sign on with Google. Sign on, you can use with sign on with Facebook or sign on with Amazon, something like that. So how the credentials are mapped to this particular app? You need not create an account. You need not sign up also. If you have that sign on account, you just sign on. That's all, automatically you can access the app. This is called as Cognito service. Is this clear? What you are doing basically, you are using application A credentials to authenticate application B. That's what he is asking. Enable federation for your applications that are AWS. You can use for AWS means Cognito. Cognito is mainly used. And STS is also token service. Your RFID or something like that. You can use the same one for different applications also. Like your key management system, this STS also is the token based. So these two should be the answer. Let me check. Yes, it is. Right. What service helps you to centrally manage billing, control access, compliance, security,
Organize.
and resource-based AWS accounts? That is organizations only. Not yet covered. Next week I shall cover that. Organizations. Please remember this particular one. 9. It's not IAM. Organizations will club multiple accounts to a single account also. It will not club all the accounts. It will have the visibility of multiple accounts from one source, that is organizations. Yeah. Last one. A technology company employs log in to Amazon AWS, okay, accounts through AWS IAM users. They have administrative access and access to root users. Oh, which resource can prevent them from deleting the AWS CloudTrail logs? Yeah. Yesterday, someone asked me, how can you manipulate the logs? No, you can't do that, he said.
FTP, sir. Service
It is
control
service
policy.
controlled policy. It's not IAM policy. It is service control policy that is attached to OU. So this will restrict you to prevent any modification of your CloudTrail logs. It will not allow. It will notify also if you want. Okay. So SCP, service control policy, will be there. So that should be the last one, I think. Yeah. Correct. So this completes our module 8. I think we still have time. Let us do this. Module 8 is done. Okay, module 9, let us do this one. This is also elasticity. We did that, auto scaling, high availability, load balancing, and monitoring. That is CloudWatch. So all these 3 will be there in this. So you have guided lab, you have challenge lab, and also knowledge check. Let us open this module 9. So these 3, auto scaling, load balancing, CloudWatch will be there in this module 9. Ready, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us start. 10 questions. Which statement about EC2's auto scaling is accurate? Yeah. It requires customer to preserve reserved instances? No. On demand also you can work. It can launch EC2 in multiple availability zones? Yes, it can. You can select multiple, but within the region only. But customers must terminate instances when they know, no, we don't do that. It will automatically cool down based on the cooldown period which you set. It can launch only new EC2 instances based on schedule. No.
Second one only.
Right. Second one is correct. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, you detected that the demand on a fleet of EC2, fleet means more, huge collection of EC2 instances in auto scaling group increases by set amount each day. Which type of auto scaling is most appropriate for this scenario?
Dynamic. Dynamic.
You can keep a scheduled also, because which type of scaling is most appropriate? Demand for fleet of, okay, by set amount each day. Today something, tomorrow something, day after tomorrow something, like that. It is increasing. It is increasing. So you can keep scheduled rather than dynamic. Let me check. Then only you answer. Okay, it is correct. Scheduled scaling is the appropriate way when you have well established pattern.
Know the exact number of.
You should know. Yeah, you should know well in advance. Okay, so third one, a fleet of EC2 instances, okay, are launched in an auto scaling group behind a load balancer and load balancer. The EC2 instances must remain 50% average CPU utilization. Which type of scaling provides? So there are many type of scalings which are there. 50% minimum is required. Step scaling, simple scaling, target tracking policy, manual scaling.
Target tracking.
Yeah, it should be target tracking only, because we did the same thing, 50% only, I think. Yeah, it is 50. Yeah, it is target tracking policy. We did that. How do you vertically scale RDS database? Yeah.
Read replicas.
Vertically scale. 2 type of scalings I mentioned. One is adding more replicas. The other one is
first one is
changing instance class.
Yeah, by changing the instance, not replicas. That is not vertical scaling. This is vertical scaling.
Okay.
Changing the instance class. You have to increase the CPU system. Yeah, it is. How do you horizontally scale the Aurora database? This one you should tell me.
Replicas now.
Replicas. Yeah, replicas. Yeah, correct. How does DynamoDB perform automatic scaling? See, for DynamoDB, I mentioned you have something which is called as capacity units. Provisioned capacity units and fixed, specified. So for automatic scaling, you have to
Third
set your provisioned, that's all. Provisioned. So automatically it will dynamically increase. Yeah, it is. It is. So a fleet of Amazon EC2 instances launch in an auto-scaling group. The instances run an application that used custom protocol port 42,000. So he's giving a port number. Connections from client systems on internet must balance across the instances. Which load balancing should have? I think we spoke this one. So it is on TCP. Which type of load balancer? TCP 42,000 port. So you have three
network.
types of load balancers. Three types we spoke. Application for HTTP, HTTPS. Gateway load balancer, network load balancer. Which one?
Network.
Network
Because
load
it's
balancer. Because it mentioned very clearly internet must balance through. Internet is nothing but network. Yes, it is. Okay. A network load balancer can handle TCP, UDP and TLS traffic. Right. Highly available. Eighth one. Users in location A connect to application in region A. Users in location B connect the same application to region B. If the application in region A becomes unhealthy, clients in location A must be redirected to region B. Which solution can meet the requirement? See, here both of them are different regions. It's not in the same region. How they can do? Application load balancer will work only within your region.
Second one, sir.
Yes, it is
Second one,
geolocation routing policy.
geolocation, yes.
Yeah, based on via internet only it can. It's not latency based. It is not geo proximity. Let me check. Geolocation. The best one is that. Yeah. Geolocation routing policy. So ninth one. A company must build a highly available website that uses server-side scripts to serve dynamic HTML. Which solution provides the highest availability for the least cost and complexity? An auto-scaling group launches EC2, which are served by ALB, DNS, and the load balancer. That's all. This guy can take. Amazon S3 for website, DNS for. No, it can't. It can't. Why it can't? Because it is server-side scripts to dynamic HTML. Dynamic HTML won't be supported in S3. Won't be supported. Only static HTML. Okay. So an auto-scaling group launches EC2, which are served by a network load balancer. Oh. Amazon Route 53 uses no, not required. So here we need EC2 also. Launches EC2 which are served by a load balancer. Okay, it's not a network load balancer. A second web server is deployed into another region. Route 53 uses failover for routing DR. Did he mention a different region?
no, sir.
So I can use the A1. If he mentions a different region, then I should go for D. Yeah. Yeah. Highly available and distributes. Absolutely. 10th one. You have an Amazon AWS account for your own personal development and testing. You want your account to stay within your free tier and do not generate unexpected costs. Which approach will work requires least effort? Yeah. I think all of you should implement this one. I'll tell you one clue. You should use CloudWatch.
CloudWatch, yeah.
It should be third one. Create an Amazon cloud alarm.
Not the last one. Third
one.
Alarm to send you an email message when the account billing exceeds zero. You have an option over there. Okay, you can do an alerts in that way. CloudWatch alarm. Okay, just do that in case. Yeah, it is 10 by 10. So we have completed module 9 KC also. Yeah, module 8, module 9 is also done. So module 10 is automating your infrastructure. We did this particular one also, cloud formation. We did that. Okay. So we can do this one also, but maybe we will do. So module 11 is cloud front actually. This is catching CloudFront. I'll speak about some few things, but still we can do that. And today we discussed about this decoupling architectures, SQS, SNS, all these things, module 12. Module 13, microservices. That is, I didn't speak about containers. I'll speak next week. We spoke only about Lambda in this particular one. Okay. And then the disaster. Okay, disaster. We already spoke about disaster. This is only a generic thing. Like we did for load balancers and all these things are disasters only. That is the last topics which are there. But still there are some more topics which are there. We will be discussing all those things and then we will be finalizing. And we still left with module 2 also. So for this, I didn't spoke about a well-architected framework. That's the reason why I have kept it aside. But still, we can do that later. Yeah, any questions before we sign off for today?
Yes, good.
Hmm?
Good for.
Good. So tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, please practice well. Don't what we call. And I'm also saying, suggesting all of you to start doing this what we call as your guided labs. I don't know how many of you have done anything. If you are not done, my suggestion, please start doing this one. See, I'm just checking your what we call as grades. Anyone has done or not? I'm just going through. If you want, I can share once again and show your performance. I think Vamshi has done module 3 guided lab. Vamshi has done module 5 guided lab. No one else has initiated at all. I can see only cases are being done. That is which is discussed in the classroom. Still some more members who has not done this cases. You see the Sai is there, Rubina, you have to do all the other cases, complete all the things. Sai is not doing up to 7 he has not done. Today 8 and 9 he only has done. Rubina today has not done. Please do all these things. Very, very helpful. Yeah, please start working on this what we call as guided labs. Otherwise, all the things at the same time, if you want to do, it won't work. It won't work. It will become very hectic, and you will keep it aside. So do this at least 2 or 3 this weekend itself, Saturday, Sunday. Start working. I'm not saying that do only 2 or 3, minimum 2 or 3. Please do that. Anyway, recordings also are there in the what we call as in your this thing, in your sessions folder. Please do that. Okay, so that's all from me for today. Let us catch up. Have your nice weekend. Catch up. Do ask me questions if you have. The group is there only meant for all of you to ask questions. Don't keep things aside. I'm repeatedly reminding because you may hardly have 1 week or little bit more. That's all days. After that, we will be completing the syllabus. Okay, you should work on your guided labs and your challenge labs. Okay, once you are done, then I think we can assist and then I can share your voucher also. Okay, so and also during the period, I'll also share how to do your exam preparation also. Any questions further to ask before we log off? Okay, so have your nice weekend. We'll get back on Monday. Thank you everyone and bye. Yeah, bye.
Thank you, sir.